Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous. And here's her story. And I think this is political, based on she sent me a picture that she wanted me to use for the thumbnail. Hello, Ollie and everyone. I was thinking of what this mainstream media hysteria reminds me of, and it finally occurred to me. Remember that War of the Worlds broadcast from almost a century ago when everyone lost their shit over aliens? That's what I think this is. It's controlled burn. To me, they're gauging if the legacy media is still viable. Like they're telling them, seems you may be losing your position. People are looking to you for guidance less and less. Show us something or kiss your script reading, overpaid lifestyle goodbye. You know, of all the people who have influence over this whole pandemic narrative, the media, I think, has the least. This is what's driving them crazy. Look, the media is an active participant in trying to destroy the economy and trying to destroy Donald Trump. Okay? I don't think... Is it a controlled burn? I don't think it's a controlled burn. I think it's a burn. It's a burn. They want to burn as much as the economy as possible. They'd like to burn it all to the ground. I don't think there's anything controlled about what the media is doing. I think they're trying to start a full-on inferno. And the only thing that's stopping it is Donald Trump and his press briefings. See, right now it's the other way around. Trump is using the media. They're trying to destroy. They're trying to destroy the economy, which they have done. They're trying to destroy the presidency. They're trying to go for a power grab, and the only thing that's stopping them is Donald Trump. This isn't a controlled burn. Donald Trump is the control. Because they want to burn it all to the ground and bring in communism and socialism. Ain't nothing controlled about that. I mean, we already know the legacy media isn't viable. That's why they got to censor everyone. That's what the censorship's about. That's why they want to shut everyone up. That's why they want to lock everybody in, because they know they're not viable. We're not at home because the media is telling us to stay home. We're at home because our governors have shut down our states, okay, and are using their police powers to try to keep us locked up. Nobody trusts the media. Nobody. They have the lowest approval rating of anybody in the country, of any of the politicians, of any of the legacy information sites. The legacy media, nobody trusts them. There's more going on here than this pandemic. Okay? We're seeing it. We're seeing it all come to a head. They're trying to burn it all down before the truth comes out. We're seeing that with Michael Flynn, with General Flynn. They flat out set the man up. Flat out entrapped him. And anyone who says, well, he pled guilty, this is my point. This is why you never, ever admit shit to the narcissist. This is why the narcissist is always so desperate for your confession, for you to just give me something. Oh, well, then what did he plead guilty for? Well, he pled guilty because they were threatening his son. That's why. And he was taking the bullet for his son. And in the federal system, you're allowed to do that. There's nothing controlled about what's going on here. Nothing. Think about that. They were out falsifying evidence. It turns out the black ledger they used to convict Manafort is falsified. It's fake. biased juries used against Roger Stone, all right there out in front. And you think this is a controlled burn? No, they're trying to burn everything. They're trying to burn all the evidence of their fuckery. And I'm sorry, if you follow me and then you could still defend that side of the aisle, I don't know what you're doing here. Because it goes to my point, it doesn't matter what evidence you have to defend yourself. It's never going to be good enough. And no matter what they do to you, no matter what, even when they're wrong, they're still right. I got no time. Nothing controlled about this burn. They're trying to burn it all to the ground. We know so-called journalists have been carrying the water and being obedient lapdogs to the elite narrative since probably forever, but they got their feet to the fire now. They're giving us the hard sell now, 24/7 manic saturation and fear porn, beating us about the head and neck. No, they've always been doing that. They've been doing that since the 50s. There were riots, or the Vietnam War, or the Civil Rights Act. Okay, they've been stoking shit for decades. Or the riots in New York City in the 70s and the 80s, or the Newark riots and all that. They were there to stoke all of that. And then to stoke the fears with drunk driving and the war on drugs and super predators and all. The media has been part of it the entire time. This is nothing new. What is new is they have lost their power because of the internet, because of YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, which is where we're at this war now, where they're trying to censor everybody who has a differing opinion than them. Anybody. Why? Because they can't compete. It's always under the guise that they're doing it for our own good. That's what every totalitarian does. I made that point in the video I did, in the Societal Narcissism video I did about vote for me because I'm a woman. You get these woman politicians on the left, and they're usually on the left, who think they can govern like they govern their living room, like they govern their house, govern their houses and govern their children, that they can send you to your room for any fucking trumped up charge they can feel like it. And if you try to argue, you're arguing, now it's going to be worse. There's plenty of male governors doing it too on the left. Okay, what Newsom's doing out in California with the beaches, you're out of your freaking mind. Treating everybody like their children. But I think cartoons like this show us what they always thought about the expendable goyim, the cattle. They love us and play the emotional card about how we're all in this together until you question them. Then they're all huffing and indignant. They are incapable of being challenged. Immediately, they just resort to base childish attacks. Because that's what they are. They're children. They're children. They're really just deadbeats. The media is really just deadbeats. Because how hard is it for their news readers? They go there. They got everybody. They get driven everywhere. They make millions and millions of dollars. They get powdered up. They get made up. Everybody, they think their fucking opinion matters because they live in a fucking bubble. Okay, they're deadbeats. They don't actually work hard. They're children. The only people the mainstream media has the ability to rile up are the deadbeats. And unfortunately, that's about 45% of the country. Whether you're a political deadbeat, whether you're a government working deadbeat, whether you're just a deadbeat sitting on your house, sitting at in your house, waiting for your government check on the first of the month. scamming the disability system, one of these. Telling everybody else what they got to pay for you to sit on your fucking fat ass. Looking for an excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse why Trump's bad, why the right's bad, why take me when you got to give me. People who want to take zero responsibility for their own lives. Okay, the thought of having to take responsibility for your own life is so enragingly offensive to them. How dare you? How dare you? That's who they cater to, and they don't matter. And that has been my whole point about narcissism in general. You can't engage these. You got to just ignore them. You got to get away from them. You got to keep them out of your life. You know, for those of you who are on my Facebook, you know I just like to shit post on Facebook. I like to fucking post some of I'm out there posting the dankest memes I could find, trying to be funny, doing my thing, and there's just certain people who follow me and then they make these comments and I ignore them by and large, most of them. Okay? But they sit there and then they wave this red flag. Like I posted this thing that I got off of a Tucker Carlson group. Okay, where it's like 65. There's 365 million people in the United States. 68,000 have died. It's a 0.2 death rate. Was it all worth it? And that's the question. And most people are like, no. And there's people. One's trying to guilt me, saying that, because I had throat issues and when I was a child, I'm more susceptible now and I should be listening and believing and not be on the dance. And I'm like, no. That has nothing to do with why I'd be at a higher risk. First of all, if there's any reason that I'm at a fucking high risk, it's because I'm fat. Is because I won't stop eating. Because I'm eating like shit and not working out. That puts me at a higher risk. Absolutely. But should everyone else have to fucking sacrifice because I can't stop shoveling bacon double cheeses into my fat face? No. That's not what this country was about. No. And don't post stupid goofy shit on my timeline with your anecdotal evidence. This is someone else posting anecdotal evidence saying, I had COVID-19, I was in the hospital, I had multiple organ failure, but I lived. And the next week, here I am. And a week later, here I am after multiple organ failure. After multiple organ failure, I'm on Facebook telling you about it. In a week. Spare me. And to the person who posted that, I'm going to tell you, if you're at a higher risk for COVID-19, it's the same reason I'd be at a higher risk for COVID-19. Because I can't stop eating. It's not everybody else's problem that I won't stop eating. Does that mean we don't protect our elderly people? No, obviously. Nursing homes need to be protected. They can't protect themselves. You don't shut down the whole freaking economy over it. Man, this one's going all over the place. The mainstream media, we care about all of you and your families. We're your friends. Also the mainstream media. You question us, you inbred hillbillies, you Hoosier hicks, better thing again. We're going to crucify you fly over sheeple. Yeah, exactly. A narcissistic injury the second they don't get their way. They're losing their minds. That's why old Susan, who is the sister of the CEO of 23andMe, and she was the ex-wife of a Google founder. I know I bring that up a lot, but it goes to show they are our pimp and top the pyramid scheme. Everyone else provides for them. They need us, not the other way around. However, they still get their own marching orders from whoever is really in charge. I'll close with a quote you helped me out with from the kindergarten cop one. You made me take all these medications and I was never sick. That's why you were never sick. Now, how can you argue with that? That's the spin they're giving us. Yep. I mean, that is the kindergarten cop defense. I mean, that's what they'll do. That's why you don't give in to them. You don't give them anything. You don't give them anything. Nothing. Because the second you admit to something, to anything to them, that's it. Now that's the spin they're giving us. Not that they fudged the numbers and embellished the threat all along, but they saved our lives because we quarantined. That we should thank them for proving America rolled over and played dead as soon as the mainstream media said bang. Reports of the mainstream media demise were greatly exaggerated, it would appear. Have a great weekend, everyone, and try not to get informed on. You know, again, the mainstream media isn't, you know, they're horrible, they're horrendous, they're horrendous people, and they need to be destroyed. I absolutely believe that. But most people aren't buying it. Most people aren't buying it. I mean, I think there's like 22% trust in the mainstream media. That means that even half the deadbeats don't trust the mainstream. No, the mainstream media is full of shit. It's not their power. It's the powers in the politicians. The power's the politicians, it always has been. And these deep state actors, these people behind the scenes are the ones manipulating the media. It's the intel agencies. Who were the intel agencies all working for? Working through to destroy Flynn, to destroy Trump, to destroy Manafort, to destroy Stone, to destroy Caputo. How do they do it? They all leak to the media. They all have media lackeys working for them. Don't get it fucked up. The media works for the deep state, not the other way around. The media is controlled by the DNC, by the left, by the deep state, not the other way around. They're taking their marching orders from them. They're not taking their marching orders from the media. That's why when you see someone like Chris Hayes actually bring up Joe Biden accuser Tara Reade's name, it immediately trends. Fire Chris Hayes. You go look on Twitter right now, there's people asking for Mika Brzezinski to be fired for challenging Joe Biden in that ridiculous. It's the other way around. The media they have to be destroyed because we need a legitimate media, but they don't have any power. Power's coming from the same place it's been coming from for 60 years. Those government bureaucrats, those deep state bureaucrats pulling the strings on our intelligence agencies, starting every fucking war, every conflict, every friggin' war on drugs, and every goddamn catastrophe for the last 60 years. The media is controlled by the bureaucracy. Understand that. So, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for another contribution and story, Anonymous. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to have a private video made, or you'd just like to make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. And believe me, a few more videos like this, Google and YouTube are going to make me disappear and channels like mine disappear sooner or later. So truly, if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, be sure to follow me on the library backup app as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.